All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Morning Hustle. He's a rapper, entrepreneur, philanthropist, possibly a future Oscar award winner for what he did the other night at the Verzuz battle, man. Yo, listen, I hope you out here paying premiums because y'all made everybody blood pressure high. One time for Jeezy.
Hey.
Yo, bro, like straight out the gate, man. Gotta salute you and Gooch for coming together for the culture, man. And for it to for y'all to show how two black men can have serious issues the way y'all did. And come together for the culture and piece it up. There's a lot to be said there.
No. It was big. I mean, Atlanta won last night. The culture won. I mean, it was just, I didn't realize today was going to be like this, because I went in for what it was. And, I just went in for the generation behind us to see, look, you know what I mean? Because I'm watching these kids die every day, and it's just like, how y'all get out the hood and get money, and this happening to y'all. Pop Smoke, King Von, Bankroll Fresh, Doe B, MO3, you just watching, and it's just like you watching in real time, and I just think a lot of that got to do with what they think, it should be like. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I always ask myself, how would Pac go? Because I love Pac. He was revolutionary. He understood. But I asked myself, if he had a clear head, how would he go about it? And I take a lot of that to heart, because it's almost like I understand my position, but how I'm gonna go about it,
Right.
So shouts out to everybody that tuned in last night. It was epic, Head crack. I know you was over there. Hold it. He better not play.
Yo, the whole time, even leading up to it, it's there's no way in the world, Gooch gonna do that one record, and then he did that record, then he did the other record, then it was the things that he was saying in between, and for you to keep your composure the whole time, I'm like, Jeezy is displaying monk levels of patience with what's going on, because everybody was waiting for a nigga moment. I think there was a lot of people who was in it. Yeah, 1.6 million people in the Verzuz chat, and everybody was just waiting for that moment. And I think the best thing that happened was that moment did happen. The fact that y'all pieced it up, did so icy on the way out, and that's just another beef that's under the bridge. And I caught something y'all said, something to the effect like Jay-Z and Nas, watch out. Oh, yeah. So is this a situation where possibly we gonna get collabo EP, a tour in the future? Where do we go from here?
I mean, it's still fresh. So for me, I just want, I ain't had time to reflect, or even take in what happened. I've been up since 5 doing interviews. I ain't go to sleep last night, as you can see. But I just want to reflect on last night. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have went either way for me. Mm-hmm. I could have woke up and people have been like, yo, that ain't it, bro. But I know what my heart told me. I know who I am as a man. I'm secure in me, and I'm like, bro, we can't go back 20 years. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't even came here. We could have handled that outside. We wasting everybody's time.
When I tell you I was in my house clapping, I'm talking about, I was clapping for you when you started talking your talk. Listen, we grown men, we doing this for the culture. It felt different because everybody had anxiety levels on 10. And as soon as you did that, it changed the whole vibe of everything. But you did mention somewhere in there that y'all had a conversation before this Verzuz battle. You called Gucci to talk to him. Can you share a little bit about what that conversation was like?
Well, I didn't say that. What I was saying was, I called. Well, what I did was I reached out to his camp myself, and I'm like, yo, they want me to do this Verzuz thing, and I'm like, I can't do it with nobody else, because it's not. When I walk away from it, it's not going to be a takeaway. You feel what I'm saying? And if he down, I just say, let's just make it about the music for once. And he did decline, but I think he didn't understand what the platform was, if I'm not mistaken. So when he hit back, he like, yo, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, okay, let's get it.
Right.
And we just went in. That's how it happened.
Jeezy, let me ask you, how did you come up with your playlist in terms of picking the songs? Because the Verzuz battle is a bit strategic, I believe, in terms of how you do it. Did you just kind of say, I'm gonna just go with what I feel, or did you have it kind of mapped out? And did it feel like a performance for you? Because you really looked like you were enjoying yourself. At one point, you jumped up on the chair.
I love what I do. Now. Listen, my grandma used to tell me, boy, put the camera on that boy, he going up.
I love it.
Cool, and DJ Ace was hyping you up too. So that
he had me nervous. I was like, hey, chill, man, we don't want no fight.
Yeah, he definitely put the battery in your back. Did you?
He put that battery in my back. I was like, oh man. But for me, it was just like I don't even call them fans. I feel like the people that support me are family. Like I feel like we grow together, and that's why we connect that, because it's mental. I'm a visionary, and they can see it with me. Like I can see that. So for me, I just want to kind of take them down memory lane, because I'm not doing it for what they got going. I'm doing it for the people who watching, because it's Verzuz. It's about what I did in the game, the time I made somebody feel like this, the first time you heard Trap Star, the first time a New York cat heard Go Crazy, the first time you ever heard Soul Survivor. So it wasn't like I'm trying to go song for song. I'm showing you, my body of work and my body of legacy. So for me, that's all I cared about, the people that I was connecting with. Like I can't go for anything else, because I'm not trying to change nobody's mind about me. But if you've been rocking with me and this make you feel a way, this for you. And it was about classics, and I do got classics.
That's
like,
right. We heard.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah, we heard. And when you played the realest nigga in it, like when you got to that one, that setup, oh,
you
man.
already know.
He walked right into it. He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm a grown man, and there's one thing for so what you say." I was like, "Wait a minute, what's happening?"
I'm a good in it. I was like, go.
Yo, and also to your the entrees was so filling, we didn't even get a chance to eat the dessert. You left a lot on the table that could have still. You didn't hit them with My President Is Black. There was some Yeezy features that was there. Like, what did you want to play that you didn't get a chance to get to?
A lot of it. It's only 20 songs, and I got a few.
That wasn't enough. I feel like we needed like 50. It should have started at 4 p.m.
For me though, it was like I treated it as if I would have done a performance for my day ones. I just wanted to give them a little taste of where we was at in 05, because Magic City is very symbolic for me, because the DJ, God rest his soul, Fernando, the DJ there was my DJ. Well, he was the DJ that broke my records across the world, because Magic City was like a hub. So every hustler in every city would come through Magic City, and he was playing my records every night. Like he broke my records literally single-handed in that club. And just walking in there, I just felt this presence, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I wanted to be there. And it just, it was overwhelming, just like the feeling of like, like this night gonna be special, bro. And it's just like seeing Magic in there, the owners, it just was so like reminiscent. And I wanted to play the music that I remember walking into that club,
right,
and watching people sing hours and hours and hours and hours of my mixtape, and like, wow, like, and it took you back to a point in time, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Jeezy, did anybody try to talk you out of doing this Verzuz with Gucci?
No, I wouldn't go for that.
I know that's right.
I'm very stern and solid on things. I go by, how things feel, and I'm gonna be honest, like, and this being a real way. I don't think God would have brought that full circle with that platform, with all those things going on, Apple being involved, the worldwide, for us not to utilize it and say, look, man, you know what I'm saying? And for some shit to start in the street, whatever it may be, and end up there, and that's real to me. And even when he said, after the fact, when things kind of like de-escalated a little bit, and he said, when you extended that olive branch, I respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they ain't the person I knew 20 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm an olive branch. I'm like, yo, how you even know this shit? What's going on?
He taught me something. Look at that.
Right. I'm just like,
He's grown. He's grown quite a bit. And
one.
you've grown. In your music, we followed your journey, and now we're up to the recession too. Yeah. And one of the things I appreciated you talking about, because everybody on the show knows I'm really into business and real estate, and how do we support and build our communities and support our entrepreneurs. And I've been watching you in terms of supporting other entrepreneurs. A young man with the Figures iPhones or the Figures cell phones. I watched you sit and talk to him and get with him. Water, like you've gone into multiple industries. Can we speak a little bit to how you've gotten to a place where you own half of Atlanta and what some of the business ventures you're kind of into?
Say it right, Ange. Let's talk real estate Verzuz.
Because you said let's talk about real estate.
Let's talk about real estate Verzuz.
If we're gonna do it, let's do it. So can we speak to real estate in Atlanta, but then also other entrepreneurs or businesses you've been investing in or with?
Well, for me, like I always, like I say, I'm a visionary, so I always see how I want to see myself. And even when I was in the streets, I always looked at myself being in a clean suit, clean watch, and really just having my life together. And I remember I used to like, in my head, like muster up, like, yeah, I go in real estate too. And I bought my first piece of real estate, years, like maybe 10, 12 years ago. And I watched it appreciate without me doing anything to it. And I'm like, yo, this is better than the streets. So I just started buying up all this stuff, but at the same time wasn't really paying attention to what was going on because I was, moving around touring and everything. And I'm a businessman, by heart. You know what I'm saying? I get it. So for me to go along with my life and to build that that wealth for my kids and that generational wealth is just like I had to sacrifice certain things, just like I had to sacrifice certain things getting into the rap game because I was spending my money to promote myself to become an artist because I wasn't really an artist. And I broke that mold. So now the next goal was to get into another venture that I could take the rap money and put it in so it could set me up for the next thing. Because the real estate set me up to have conversations with people when they come to Atlanta and they go into my steakhouse, American Cut, or right there on Peachtree in the Buckhead shop.
I didn't even know that was your steakhouse.
And they
I love that place.
Oh,
like,
wow.
like you're an owner in this, and it's like the business starts from there. Now they want to do business with you because you're in my comfort zone, and we can talk about business. So it's all in how you see yourself. So for me, like real estate, like the streets was a step, music was a step, real estate is a step. I always wanted to do a talk show because I want to use a platform to continue to motivate my culture and talk to my people because that's who I am. You know that. If you sit down and talk to me, I'm like, yo, I got some good things to tell you because somebody just told them to me. So I want you to have them. So all these things is how you see yourself. So for me, it was never just about the music. And that's what I hate from my culture. I'm like, yo, you can't let them box you in and tell, oh, you ain't sold no records. You ain't it no more. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is the only culture that really do that. And like,
Right.
hip hop culture never lets you mature.
And let me say this though. Even when we had somebody that was in multifaceted things, we didn't even respect him. We just wanted to see him be a gangster, and that's why he's not here now. And that's Tupac Shakur. He's into poetry, art, you know what I'm saying, movies, you name fashion. Like he was all these things, and all we saw was a thug, and that's all we wanted. And he lived and died like that. So it's like, like understand that people can have more things in life they want to do instead of what you just want them to do or what you know them for. And that's my goal. That's like my mission in life. It's like, bro, we could be anything we want. Don't let me tell you what you can't do. It's because you that. And even last night, that was a step of that because people thought I wasn't a man. Like I'm out here and but I'm grown. Like you turn these cameras off now and figure this out. We ain't got to do this from the world. You know what I'm saying? But like, no, we're gonna do it. Like let's have a takeaway. Let's walk away with something. You know what I'm saying? For me, the culture got to see that because who are they? What leadership do they have? Where are they getting it from?
Right. Well, Jeezy, I do want to ask you because you are making peace and you are on your grown man stuff, but you did also gain a little bit of enemies, I guess, within these past couple of days. Well, you already had one, and that's with your former artist, Freddie Gibbs, and also 50 Cent. So do you feel like you piecing up this beef on one side and then kind of like feeding to the other one? Is that kind of counterproductive?
No, I mean the song to me was therapy. It's just like it's two sides of every story. That's my side. I don't somebody else's opinion about me. I mean that's not my reality. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's none of my business. But to me, a lot of those things were weighing me down because just like I'm a man of integrity. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna come over your house and you told me I stole your watch. I don't steal. You know what I'm saying? That's not who I am. I'm not gonna borrow your car and let somebody else drive it. I'm responsible. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like after a while, it's just like so much, and it's just like I never talk to anybody about any of this. I'm dealing with it in my mental because I'm trying to evolve and move forward. But every time I come down to see what's going on, it's you didn't do this, you did. I'm like, damn, well, who's really real? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I know I'm keeping it real. Like I ain't did nothing to nobody. So I'm just trying. I want everybody to prosper. So why am I the common denominator? And I had to sit down and tell myself like, anybody that has trauma and has things built up because it was blocking my blessings with other people. You see what I'm saying? Because it made me not want to do things for people I should be doing things for because I got the trauma of being burnt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so the best thing I could do is sit down and get it out of me. And I started penning in the pad and I wrote the song. And it ain't got no malice behind it. Just like, yo, man, like this how I feel. Like this
Speaking your side.
Right. And I'm done with it. I don't got nothing else to say. You know, I'm grown. Like, it's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just my opinion. You got a problem with what I'm saying, then you got a problem. That ain't for me.
Man, it's so much growth you showing right now, man, and just so much elevation and higher thinking that you're doing. And I see that you've done a lot of self-work. The thing that got me after the Verzuz battle, toward the end, I watched the Doom video, Almighty Black Dollar, and that video was so phenomenal. And your wife was in it. I'm wondering, in that video, one, do you feel like you can attribute some of your growth to actually making a decision to get married, and how it made you change your mindset towards your music and how you approach business?
Well, I mean, I just think it's life in general, man. We all, like, the goal is to get out and be happy all the way around the board. You know what I'm saying? It's all the way around. I mean, that's all everybody want, bro. Like, it ain't money, it ain't cars, it ain't jewelry, it ain't clothes. You just want to wake up and have peace of mind and some happiness. And if all your pieces are in order, that's what you feel. And that video, to me, was a celebration of that. Somebody that I once had, chords with about really nothing. And like, yo, I got this record for us. Let's talk to our people. And we have a good time while we do it. It didn't even feel like work. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to bring my people and let's have a good time. And I just think it's all the way around the board. And my thing is, don't let nobody tell you what you should be doing for you. If it makes you happy and if it makes you full and makes you whole, then, may peace be upon you. Like, I can't live for other people. I'm living for me. And at the end of the day, it's like, if all my family's straight, my employees are good, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody struggling, ain't nobody looking for nothing. I'm happy all the way around the board because I'm more of value with people. And I want to value people. So for me, I definitely value my life partner. Like, she's solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a lot of places. And anybody else around me. Like, I've been blessed to get people around me that work with me and close friends that I had from the streets 20 and 30 years, and we still solid. And I respect them calls when somebody called me from the streets that I know and said, bro, you did the right thing last night.
Now, like, rap is a lot about passing a baton over. And, the people that preceded you in this business did what they did to get us to this point. You managed to do what Tupac and Biggie were not able to do.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
And to me, that's legendary in its own right. Not that I want any of the credit, but I'm just saying, somebody somewhere gonna say, you know what, bro, they did it. They did it. Yeah. What we gonna do?
But as we unpack this Recession 2 bag, G,
a
lot of solid records on here. And I know it's hard because your catalog looked the way it do and it sound the way it sound.
Right.
But if you had to rank your top 3 albums,
right,
what order would you put the top 3 in?
I would say Thug Motivation for sure.
Yes.
Recession 1 for sure.
Yes.
But I gotta live with this Recession 2 to see, because if it because it's only been out since last night, but if it connects the way that I hope it connects, I think it would be number 3 for the simple fact of the effort and the time and the attention and the urgency that I put in it, making it. I didn't like all the instruments are live. Everything's played by, like, it's not me going to the studio getting beats. Like, I really had musicians all around, and you know what I mean? Like, people flying in to play guitars and drummers, and it was a thing. It was like, I'm watching what's going on the news, and I'm putting it in my music, and I'm going out marching with my people. I'm putting it in my music, and I'm making sure that my family and friends are straight and they not getting this virus, and I'm putting it in my music, and I'm hoping for better days, and I'm putting it in my music. And when I got done from the beginning with Tamika Mallory.
Yeah, I love Jeezy. Thank you so much for putting Tamika's speech on there and doing that.
She set the tone.
Fire.
She set the tone, and then to the end where I talk about the kingdom.
Yeah.
Because that's what the best part about that, they ain't killing no niggas over there. So we got to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even the moment on the record that I thought was going to be like the shaky ice skating on the lake moment, like, oh my God, what does the record with Demi Lovato sound like?
Wow.
That shit was hard too.
I brought Demi to the cookout, man. Shouts out to you.
For real. And there was no raisins in the potato salad either.
Right, at all. No, she a real one, man. And I just feel like that's the thing. It's, just like, do whatever makes you feel right, bro. Like, push the envelope. Everybody gets so caught in the box. It's like, no, I want to work with her and Lil Duval. Like I said, I didn't know and love Nate Dogg like I do until I heard him with Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Duval dope. He is. You know what I'm saying? In his own right. You know what I mean?
We kind of skipped over Jeannie. I wanted to ask you a question about her.
Okay.
So, you know, y'all recently had a scare, so I see you was right there by her side, obviously, as you should
Yeah.
be. But did you hear? I've always wanted to ask you this. So there was a comment that she said on the reel a while ago, and she basically said she likes her what was it, lean and white meat, but then she likes her dark meat on the side. Did y'all
Right.
ever talk about those comments that she made back in the day?
I'm gonna tell you how real she is.
Because you the entree now, FYI.
It always an entree, baby. Dessert. But before we even started dating, we had that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
First thing when we really talked, she sat me down. She said, "Listen, it was something that I said, and it might have got taken out of context, and I want you to listen to it in its entirety." And I did. And I think you guys do journalism. You
Mhm.
guys do it every day. People can take what they want. You know what I'm saying? And I know her people. I know her family. I ain't never felt no sense of racism. She comes from the Bay. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
She eats
That's
chitlins.
black culture. Right.
Oh,
And
yes. Oh,
she knows
yes.
some real, like she knows E40 better than me. Like, what you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just think sometimes like people look for things in people, but at the same time, you got to know I'm a good judge of character, and I'm not gonna do nothing that's gonna jeopardize my integrity. But she's so solid. That's one of the first conversations we had.
That's
And I was
fire.
like, you different.
And
You
I
know,
also read y'all are having like 2 or 3 weddings. Is that true? Or is that a
you gotta
rumor?
talk, you gotta talk to them about that. I'm out here saying,
You just showing up
You
when you're
just-
supposed to show
One
up.
more quick question in that
I'm just out here
department.
wearing my snowman cape.
I know that's right.
Well, speaking of capes, there's times where rappers got to take the cape off and Superman
Right.
got to be Clark Kent. So when you
Right.
meet the parents for the first time,
Right.
does she introduce you as Jeezy
What?
or Jay?
Yo, her mom, I went to a birthday party and her mom met me before she introduced us. And she said, "Who are you?" I was like, you know, her mom is G. She looked me up and down. She looked at me and said, "Who you here to see?" I said, "I'm here with," and she's like, looked at me, she's like, "I don't know."
That's hilarious.
Then we went to the after party. I threw her an after party for a birthday, and I had everybody come through. And I had like you know, food catered, but it's like 5 guys or something. So I went over to her and I was like, I brought her to the bar. I was like, "You want some food, mama? You good?" And she looked at me and said, "You know what? You're handsome in the dark."
Wow.
You handsome in the dark?
How do
Oh,
you take
Damn.
that?
Wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks.
Right. But we joke about that all the time, bro. You know, I'm handsome in the light too. You know?
Tell him.
You gotta be like, ask your daughter.
Right. You feel me?
Yo, the evolution with you is strong, my man. The Recession 2 is out right now. Another solid piece of work. Keep shining. If people want to catch your show on Fox Soul, where do they go for that?
Let me tell you what I got going on. So I got my talk show on Fox Soul that airs on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. It's on Fox Soul. It's called Worth the Conversation. My last 2 guests was Steve Harvey, Deion Sanders, and John Maxwell.
That's crazy.
My last
Wow.
guest was Tamika Mallory. So if you didn't see last week's episode, it re-airs this week with Tamika Mallory.
I need
She
to
dropped
check
some
that out.
And my next thing is I have the Recession podcast, which is in conjunction with Charlamagne the God and Black Effect. Shouts out to Charlamagne.
Shout out to Charlamagne. Yeah.
Dope.
Dope.
We actually played some of it with your interview with Freeway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the difference between those two is what the conversation is more like lifestyle, like you know, just talking to people about their trials and trails and how they got to where they at and how they deal with certain things, just to get gems and jewels out of there. And the second one is the Recession is more about real life. So my first guest was Tony Robbins.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
Okay.
Look at you, Jeezy. Okay.
My first guest was Tony Robbins. He was dope. And Freeway was my next guest, and he talked about real life things like his kidney failure, trying to find another kidney, going through dialysis, and not having any insurance, and lucking up and getting somebody's son's kidneys. And then his son actually passed tragically, and he donated like 4 of his son's organs to save 4 other people's lives. And while he's telling me this, he's sitting next to his daughter that he just found out that she was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh my
Like,
God.
you dealing with
Wow.
all this? And he was just like, I got my faith in God. I think somebody has to hear that. And that's what the Recession podcast is about. So it basically supports the album. in that space. Then I just got my I just read up at Def Jam and took an executive position up there. So now I'm the senior advisor to the chairman. So basically I'm like the man next to the man.
That's great, because you was at Atlantic at one point in time.
Right.
And then now you're at Def Jam as an executive. Do you have somebody that we should be looking out for?
I mean, you know, because of the COVID, we just, you know, trying to get everything in order and me just getting my album stuff out of the way. So I just really been focused on that. But as soon as that's out of the way, I'm right to work. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready. Yeah.
We're looking forward to it for sure.
Sure.
This snowman will not melt. His name is Jeezy. Recession 2. He has 8 million jobs. Yo, peace and love, man. Continued success on everything, man. And thank you for tapping in with us, bro.
Already, love.
We are the morning hustle.